my goodness, 98. It's even going to be a 99 because of that ricochet cannon.
No.
And you even called it 99%.
No.
I'm putting that on you.
No. Just won't have enough time. So we are going to have our first time fail.
Yeah, he lost one of his healers there to a Seeking Air Mine, losing a second healer as well. Unfortunately, we've got the Royal Champion with skeleton spells on the outside. She's getting low on health here, caught in the tornado trap. You notice the spring trap as well, flinging her in the air, providing that damage. Root Rider straight into one of the giant bombs with the tornado trap. Immense damage here.
Starting off with the Rocket Loon Queen off to the right, and we're going to see the Angry Jelly charge with the Queen Warden, and that's where you typically will try to pull them back. We've seen this attack actually come in from Max, who is on Elevate, so we're seeing now Yzma kind of mimic that because it's such a strong attack. And remember, this is an esports mode.
And a lot of the teams will be worried about that Royal Champion bait, so a really wise move to play it safe here initially. One invis redirected the heroes or just kept them on path into this compartment, now using those extra invisibility spells to keep the Queen and the Grand Warden safe. You notice that recall spell as well. There it goes to recall all of those troops out of there, leaving one healer behind, but shortly that will move across to his main push.
And there's an overgrowth.
Whoop, maybe not.
One nice thing about an overgrowth here is, one, you can pull the clan castle out, deal with it, so the town hall is not firing onto your troops. Pairs in the poison for the furnace that typically is there to provide that annoyance with those furnace mice that are jumping through. But the overgrowth should wear off pretty soon as he's trying to continue through. But there is a Giga Bomb that's about to hit these roots and places the king to the far left side to stay on the edge as he's now trying to continue through to the core of this base. There is that Warden ability, which is not only just the Eternal Tome, but he's also had that Rage Gen the entire time to try to continue the push. But the Royal Champion, she's making her way through the bottom near that monolith, pops her ability with the Rocket Spear, but does he still have enough in the core? One Root Rider's there. It does barely open that wall so the Yeti can make it there. Only has the Queen ability, and the King, unfortunately, did go down to the bottom, so it's up to the RC to try to stay alive, and I don't think she will be able to.
No, the healers were on the Queen there. The Root Riders went ahead, but it meant that the Queen was in the wrong compartment here, so she was not directly behind the Root Riders to provide that damage. He's got that Queen ability to try and help, but with her being in that wrong compartment, it meant he wasn't able to apply that damage whilst the Root Rider was tanking. So unfortunately, not going to be a 3-star for Milliseam MG, kicking things off. A decent percentage though. What we've seen in the qualifiers was around about that 2-star 90% was what you had to be getting to make sure you weren't falling too far behind.
And pretty good percentage here, 88. Let's see, as he is going to charge this one to the right, and the Super Yetis are his choice. With that Warning going to charge through the right into the enemy Royal Champion and take her down. And it's going to lead towards that Yeti smash. Will he go into the Town Hall is going to be the question. Queen is to the top to help set that funnel. He's trying to push his way towards the Town Hall. Archers, the Furnace, are coming out of the defensive clan castle. Does pair in that poison with a jump straight to the core, but he is waiting to use this Warden ability to really power right through the core of the space.
Absolutely, he needs it when the damage is firing from each and every direction. Like you mentioned, Carbon, the Queen at the top of the base to set the funnel. That means the Super Yetis do now move into the center of the base. We've got the Royal Champion with skeleton spells on the outside. She's getting low on health here, caught in the tornado trap. You notice the spring trap as well, flinging her in the air, providing that damage, but he is managing to keep her alive whilst the center of the base is still providing all of that damage through the core as well.
But he's going to be waiting for that Ice Golem, probably going to drop it onto the Mortar, maybe to the far right side as he's trying to make the approach, but I don't think it's going to matter at that point because look at the Queen. There's still going to be another wall that he's going to have to get through as the ability does go up as the Ice Golem places onto the Wizard Tower, which is going to slow it down, but it's going to go down very quickly.
But this compartment is a bit dangerous for the back end of the base here.
But hey, as long as you have the percentage above your opponents, you'll have the lead. And look at, he's trying his absolute best. And just the scatter shot remains as the last defense that could be providing the damage. Of course, with that poison spell there as well, 97% max. 4 roots with 5 Valkyries and a handful of the super barbarians. Typically, we tend to see sometimes on the edge of the base, maybe even towards the end of the attack. But let's see as the queen is going to be charging away through, and we are seeing a similar attack.
Yeah, he lost one of his healers there to a seeking air mine, losing a second healer as well, unfortunately. I do like the angle of attack here to try and get the Crusher Mortar out really early on, because that is dangerous for the Root Riders. But unfortunately, that's where we talk about that bait. Maybe expecting the player to come in towards that.
As the log launcher is going to turn, no, does not open up the wall towards the town hall. So the Yetis do come out, but the earthquake, okay, the earthquake helps finish the walls off, gives them access to the town hall, but the Yetis, they're all gone from that log launcher.
Quick thinking there to adapt, but look, Root Riders straight into one of the giant bombs with the tornado trap. Immense damage here. Now pressing the Warden ability, but keep a close eye on that town hall. What is he going to do to be able to get that? He's sending Super Barbarians in to try and snap it off and protect the hero abilities, but they are down.
No more Super Barbs. Send the Sneezy, needs to save the town hall. Sneezy grabs the town hall. One Super Barbarian sneaking in and does end up helping take that town hall down. And all it takes is one attack to turn you around. And if Elevate can't pull through a triple and they just get 97, 98, 99s, that means that one 3-star can win you the war. You can even lose 1% and still advance with the 1-star victory. So you got to stay in it all the way to the very end, as the Giant King are still making their way around the edge, grabbing a few buildings out there with about 13 seconds left. Can he get the Wizard Tower? King will not come back to life. No Phoenix on him. The Giant finishes off that Wizard Tower. Looks to be about an 85, maybe one more shot, with a blimp to start it off. And the blimp is acting as 2 things. One, it's setting the funnel to help grab this action, but also it's going to force the Royal Champion off to the right. And then an earthquake, maybe for the Town Hall. The RC can try to take the Town Hall down with her ability, so you can speed up. Invis there. Does she go to the Town Hall next? And yes, she does.
Yeah, I feel like he basically has backup plans as well, right? He can look, see where the RC goes. If she doesn't, he can easily invis those 3 defenses. He's actually doing it now with the Expo and the air defense to push her further into the core. And that just helps to provide that deeper defensive funnel for the Root Riders.
Fantastic funneling so far. She does go off to the left, pulls her back, did not pull that Spirit Fox.
Absolutely. It's great that he was able to pop the Poison Tower, sneaking in behind the Fire Spitter. We do have the Rocket Loons flinging out in front. I think they're going to take one Root Rider down there, but not the end of the world. You see the healers, they're stuck on the Ice Golem at the back. So the Root Riders are taking quite a bit of damage here, especially with the defending Minion Prince Monolith, and now the Crusher Mortar coming into play.
That's quite a bit of damage there with the Giga Bombs on the backside, so he's not going to probably have the Warden Eternal Tome to protect through that. It's going to wear off. Giant Bombs are to the top side. Defensive Minion Prince goes down, but he does have 3 Rocket Loons. There is an overgrowth on the back section, so he can continue to work one by one. A nice Baby Dragon onto the bomb tower, so he won't get that splash damage once it goes down as he continues to push through the enemy Queen. We have the King and Queen ability intact with a couple Super Barbarians, and then the 3 Rocket Loons. Where are they going to be deployed? One of them just was. He's trying his best here as the King is now making his way to the bottom. The Ricochet Cannon has locked onto him. Snakes are jumping the wall. 2 Rocket Balloons, 2 Super Barbs as he continues through the bottom side. There is a Wizard Minion down south as well. Now the Queen ability goes off with that Giant. Has already popped the King. The Snakes have jumped that wall. Only 17 seconds left in the attack. He's racking up the percentage. So we've been seeing into the 80s. We've seen into the 90s as well with the Rocket Loon Super Barbs up top onto the Spitter. Trying to take that down and looks to be just about.
If the base is relatively symmetrical, he's actually going to hit the Giga Bomb here. Manages to get that second invis in, but it means he doesn't have to worry about that with the Root Riders.
Yeah, as this Queen is charging through, and the benefit of that Warden is that Rage Gem, so it helps speed this Queen up through this Ricochet Cannon. Oh, the enemy Queen, okay, pulls them back before the enemy Queen encounter, because that would have been a deadly interaction right there as he continues through in a nice Skeleton Spell, distracting that Monolith. King is placed as he's trying to push these Root Riders, and red air bombs right there.
It did hit the healers as well.
It did,
one of the healers, but that's, only one healer. At least that's why you put your Coco Loons in, because a lot of players nowadays putting the red air mine farm to the outside of the base to try and wipe your healers out before you even get into the base.
Giant Bomb as well. Town Hall could be locking onto this healer soon.
I'm worried about the Root Riders going to the outside here, Carbon, because the King hasn't quite took down the... He's going to get the Wizard Tower, but they're splitting in the middle. That's the issue when you don't quite have that funnel. One of the Root Riders are going to go down pretty easily. He's used the Rocket Spear, but the RC is running for the defending Minion Prince. What's going to happen with this Town Hall?
Yeah, she is onto the defending minion. There is a freeze onto him and the multi. Out comes a Headhunter, which goes to the Royal Champion. Oh, but she goes invisible. Luckily, it then retargets after her because that would have been deadly. The RC would have been slowed down so much, but she does secure that Town Hall, but still has the King and Queen abilities intact as they are moving through this bottom side.
Just that one little compartment left. He's got one Super Wall Breaker, but he doesn't have easy access to it.
With 3 Super Barbs, yeah, unfortunately, what wall is he going to go for? If he sends it down south, it's just going to, it's just going to use that wall as he's going to try to continue to path around, but does not look like it's going to be a 3. It's going to be into the 90s as well. So the percentage is staying close here in this match. The Royal Champion charge. Watch out for spring traps. Leo is charging the Royal Champion from the top side with the 8 total invises, trying to time the Spirit Fox invisibility. And he does have the Earthquake, but where's the Town Hall? Far away. So if you charge that Royal Champion near the Town Hall, you have to kind of use the invis early because you don't want that Town Hall launching any shots at your Royal Champion. But in this case, far away from the RC, so he's trying his absolute best to use that Spirit Fox timing as well. There is an overgrowth to push this RC right into the core.
I think he expected her to go to the Monolith first, and then she just went up to that extra Builder Hut, but managing to use an overgrowth to redirect her does mean he doesn't have that to deflect damage for the Root Riders, but getting the RC into the core and getting those 2 major defenses down. Yeah, you notice the Queen helping with that defensive funnel, but he hasn't actually deployed the Barbarian King yet. Just worried a little bit about that damage. We've got the Archer Queen now, defending Queen, running right into the area of those Root Riders. Archer Queen on the outside will pick that off, but notice the King now on the outside to help with those defending heroes, but also tank the Crusher Mortar so it's not firing at the Root Riders and dealing damage across multiple layers of truth.
There is a beautiful Warden Eternal Tome through the Gigabomb as he continues through. The Royal Champion, she's still up, making her way to the bottom side. He's got a few archers to the far left for some cleanup. Yetis are now pathing their way into the core. Yeti might jump in over. Can he grab the multi or even the gear or the ricochet again? No, those do indeed stay up, but he still has the Queen and King ability intact. Yeah, he's trying to...
he doesn't get the storage at the top.
Oh, it barely stays up. He does have 2 Super Barbs. He sends one of them. He notices it. The defensive Minion Prince there is going to be a little bit of a problem because it can be a distraction for the Queen as he's trying to push through these final buildings on the backside. But unfortunately, just won't have enough time. So we are going to have our first time fail. It's not going to be a 3. Balloons going off to the far right side as the RC is going to charge away to the right. Rocket Loon's taking out the multi, and the RC's kind of getting pulled a little bit to the right due to the air skellies.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a problem, but she is back on track under that Crusher Mortar. Just means he has to invest that 1 extra invis. But look at the bait there next to the Town Hall on the Tornado Trap. He's going to be able to get that down, but he has invested quite a lot of invis spells. Managed to get what he wanted, though, and kept the Spirit Fox alive.
The King is going to the top. Rocket Loon's Ice Comb and a Furnace do come out of the defending Clan Castle. Pairs in that poison now. Redeployed that Royal Champion, help deal with the defensive Clan Castle, but he's trying to continue his way through.
Yeah, the Barbarian King was stuck on the wall there trying to get through to the enemy Queen. Headhunter was then inside the poison, and the Spiky Ball ability was used, trying to set that funnel to get him into the base, but I feel like that wasn't the value that he quite wanted. We've got the core overgrowth, but this is a dangerous spot now with the King not on the outside. The Root Riders can split at this point.
And unfortunately, his Queen has completely gone to the bottom side of this base.
He's doing everything he can to drive that percentage up. Notice the overgrowth now off in the center of base, but that's not going to be too big of an issue for his troops moving around. Honestly, I think he's still going to get into the 80s here, or at least close to it. So it keeps them close. But like you said, they've been falling behind on percentage throughout this war. I think they can accept they're not going to win the percentage game at this point unless something drastic happens. So they are really holding out for that 3-star at the end. Still possible, though. Still a likelihood.
They're putting pressure on the Ness 4X. And believe it or not, Ness, who will be attacking after the next attacker, either Bernal or Celino, Ness's first game that he's ever played was Clash of Clans.
I love it. I love it.
The very first game he's ever played. And look at this now. He's on a main stage, and he's one of the best attackers and Mr. Clutch, winning the Dark Horse Award. So you're going to be putting all that pressure onto your closer for Milliceme MG. Good luck as he's trying to rack up just a little bit more. But even if he does grab these few buildings and defenses, percentage is still not going to be anywhere near what they need. So at this point, they're just going to be looking to get that single triple.
Going in with that approach, using the Archer Queen and Grand Warden, exactly what we've seen from Milliceme MG, diving right into the enemy heroes there. Ice Golem to freeze, Headhunter in, so well controlled at the moment. You've just got to keep an eye on the Angry Jelly timing, because right now the Archer Queen is defense targeting. Due to that, it only lasts that 30-second period, and then she will go for all of the buildings.
And the nice thing with those boogers from the Sneezy to test for those traps and try to protect the healers, as this Queen is locking onto the Crush Mortar, taking that down. Does he continue to invest more invis? He does. He can even grab the Minion Prince. No, Minion Prince
just wants one of those multis.
Grabs around. Oh, okay, go. Triggers the Tornado Trap as well. Not too bad.
Yeah, I guess he wants both of them, actually. Getting that Tornado Trap is good, and it does mean it sets that defensive funnel quite nicely. Out of invis, so has to use the freeze once the defending Minion Prince is down. That's obviously a lot of damage off the board. Really wants that multi-target before he recalls.
Warden barely alive there. The healers were not healing him up. Keeps the Warden alive and can use him in this push now with the roots. Point. Okay, RC's ability's been forced. Oh, there's the Warden Eternal Tome to keep her value. Otherwise, the RC would have died and not been able to use these final remaining rocket spear shots. And the red air bombs are there. They are hitting the troops. They're hitting the healers. That did hit the Sneezy there. So unfortunately, he went down. Trying to continue through. The poison did get launched. He's powering through the enemy RC, trying to take her down. The King still has his ability. Powering in, the Giant is there from the Queen, but time is an issue. 30 seconds remaining here, Judo.
Oh, that Ricochet Cannon in the middle. If the Royal Champion had have got that, that's providing so much damage onto the heroes with that extra damage in Esports mode. And it's just meant that he hasn't been able to reach it, being in that deeper compartment. He's still got the King ability, which is going to drive that percentage up. Oh my goodness, 98! It's even going to be a 99 because of that Ricochet Cannon.
No.
And you even called it 99%?
No.
I'm putting that on you!
No! Are you serious?
No! This is where legends are born, like I said. A couple of defenses on the perimeter, so he doesn't need to use Rocket Loon. Set up his Flame Flinger. We've seen Fireball was at the top of the base. He's managed to hit that, but with the heroes there, getting the Headhunter in, very, very quick reactions. Look at how calm he is, given the pressure that is on his shoulders right now. He's got the Warden nicely at the top. He's got the Flame Flinger getting that value.
Okay. Uses that invis, but notice what he's doing. He's got the Warden Fireball that already went off. He does have a poison, which will deal with the Clan Castle, but maybe the Royal Champion invis charge will be later in this attack because he's multitasking, and they know that it has to be a 3 because they will not win on percent.
Now he's got to keep an eye to make sure he doesn't time fail, as he's got the heroes from the bottom. Balloons cruising ahead of the Warden. That actually pulls the Warden to the outside, so he doesn't get in range of the Monolith. Now you notice the Royal Champion dive to the top.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. The Queen and King are supposed to be responsible for that Town Hall. The Royal Champion is charging her way to the top. She is moving through, trying to time the Spirit Fox and the RC at the same time as he's juggling the King and Queen for the Town Hall, and he's still juggling the Warden as well as he's charging his way through. Can Ness 4X get a triple for Milliceme MG?
50 seconds on the clock, and he's got to go through the rest of this base. He's got a couple of minions for cleanup. He's still got 4 invisibility spells, so the RC will go to the center of the base there, redirecting and keeping an eye on the Wizard Tower on the far right of the base. That could be a little bit of an issue for him, but he's got to get the RC through the middle.
But the RC will get pulled to the Wizard Tower, so she can get over there help with cleanup as well. But he has to get through the score. The Monolith goes down. Working through this multi. She needs to stay up.
He's trying to snipe that Wizard Tower on the right. Even the Wallbreaker will get it. No way. I think it did. He's got his head in his hands. Is it enough time? RC moving through. 94%. 15 seconds. The storage at the top. He had to commit everything to that Wizard Tower, so he doesn't have enough to the storage because the RC has gone down. Can you believe it, Carmen? No way.
RC, the building off to the right goes down. It is the 99%.
That's the mark.
I feel like this is one of the most intense 10-star possible wars we've ever seen here, as Seleno is charging in with the Super Yetis as well. And we do have a Lava Hound, so we saw that earlier as well. Lava Hound could try to get out in front to test for those traps, protect the healers, pull in a Tornado Trap, anything like that to really protect that main smash through the base. As this Warden is slowly working his way through this left side to set up that funnel, and he cannot take the risk of getting that 1-star.
74% 2-star. Make sure you're hitting that Town Hall. Get the overgrowth timing correct. I feel like this war is a perfect example of opening rounds where they know their opponents. They can do so much research, build the bases specifically for those players, and that's where you see those difficulties coming in as well. But so many amazing attacks here. Whilst the Crusher Modder is on the Skeleton, like, get it down, because that is such a dangerous defense. Look at the Rocket Loon timing, though, coming over here with the Tornado Trap next to the Town Hall. We've also got the Red Air Mine Farm pop there, so his healers will be safe. Now using the Warden ability to keep him through this section, and the RC aiming to set the defensive funnel so that his troops just continue moving into the center of the base. We've even got Super Hog Riders for the outside there with that Skeleton spell.
Yeah, Super Hogs making their way off to the right. The Rocket Spear and the Seeking Shield of the RC have skipped through as he's still powering through those Super Yetis and making his way to the top. We've got the Queen ability still intact. A couple Invises left. This is actually not looking bad, but the time is cool. Can he get a 3? But we got a few buildings off to the right that he can still look to grab. He's racking up the percent, and there it is, my friends. Elevate are securing a first match victory over Milliceme MG.
Wow, super close to the 3 stars. What could have been, but Elevate have been consistent across each of those attacks. So you have to say they do deserve this one. In 98% 2-star is all they needed. Match victory for Elevate, and they will progress on to the next round.